controversial genetic surgeon has vanished.
And the haunted house.
Leaving behind a legacy of unfinished research into the reanimation of the dead. People fear that this is just the beginning of something terrible.
The forensic investigation has been stepped up within the grounds of Dr. Nicholas Rudin's home. Police confirm they have no further clues at this time. This is Richard O'Connor reporting live for ATNC.
As this day draws to an end, the search for Dr. Nicholas Rudin
Dr.
continues.
Rudin's controversial experiments into the reanimation of the dead.
Hello and welcome back to Alton Towers and more, and tonight we're going to be talking about a ride located at Alton Towers which has had its ups and downs over the past 30 years. Now the ride we're going to be talking about today, or tonight, is obviously going to be the Haunted House, or DUEL the Haunted House Strikes Back, or as it's now known as, the Curse of Alton Manor. But before we get into any updates, let's go back in time.
Now this, believe it or not, is the haunted house. This huge steel building, which looks a bit like a Tesco's half completed, won't ever be seen by the visitors. All they see is this facade on the outside. The whole of the building is then hidden. In 9 months' time, this will be the interior of the haunted house. This is the transit system that the visitors ride around the haunted house in. Each one of these vehicles has cost us over £18,000, more than the average family car.
It's absolutely terrifying! The haunted house itself, if you were thinking of having a go, covers an area about the size of a football stadium. There are, however, some very strange, spooky, and extremely frightening goings-on. I think, ladies and gentlemen, it is about time to declare this magnificent ride open.
So yeah, 1992, the haunted house was built in a massive metal building. That's all it took. Covering the size of a football pitch. I'm not even going to explain what happened in 2003. Just go watch another video for that. But anyway, back to the reason why you are watching this video. It has been announced today that this classic Alton Towers attraction will have a new name, and the new name is The Curse at Alton Manor. Already reading this name, this is amazing. Like, this is just such a good name compared to the haunted house. It's such a simple name, the haunted house. I mean, it's a good name, but it's just a bit simple, the haunted house. Then you had DUEL, the haunted house strikes back. To be fair, that's suited with the activity of the ride, shooting guns at zombies. Not very good. And now we've got the Curse at Drayton Manor. That suits it, to be fair. That tells us a bit about the story as well. With maybe Emily Alton or a curse on the house, but yeah. Now, as well as the new name, we also have the logo for the Curse of Alton Manor. I nearly said Drayton Manor then. The logo is, it has like these vines on it. There's some creepy vines, or it's like a maybe fancy architectural pattern, as well as on top of this little shape thing. We've got the tower's ruins in the background, which is quite interesting because the previous names and logos didn't have anything to do with the actual Alton Towers Resort theme park, whereas this one does. In terms of the writing font used on the logo, we've got some very fancy, creepy old writing, quite posh. It's quite like a royal font. Anyway, it fits in with the logo, little details at the top. It's got two like lines on each side as well, and a long line at the bottom under Alton Manor, just to make it look quite creepy really, like it's quite a smudged line. And as well as the font, the writing's a bit smudged as well. Not like it's been done by accidentally, but like it's haunted, so it's like fading away. Yeah. As well, on the fonts, in the O in Manor, obviously because that's a new word for us at Alton Towers, Manor. Previously the ride was just known as the laser shooter ride at Alton Towers. Now it's a manor apparently, even though it only looks like a little house. Yeah, but in the word Manor, in the O, there's a doll, and that could be Emily Alton. We don't know really, it looks like an Annabelle doll. But yeah, that probably is Emily Alton. Moving on from the logo, the resort had released a poster or a bit of concept art. Well, I wouldn't really say concept art, but yeah, they've taken a photo of the facade, or drawn it, is that a word? And they've added a few bits like a for sale sign on the turret. Obviously, as we know, the property was repossessed. Also in the image, we've got the facade, like I said, that's got some blue lighting around it, like maybe electric lighting. And on top of the facade, we even have the doll, probably once again of Emily Alton, the very similar looking doll to the one back in the logo. So yeah, that's sitting behind the facade in the background. Going towards the facade, we've got a car from the ride. However, these cars don't look anything like the original cars used on the Haunted House or DUEL. These cars have 2 seats in 3 rows. That's obviously 6 seats. Now, if some people know, back in the day, as the Haunted House, the cars did used to have 6 seats before adding laser guns onto the ride, taking a bit of room out, making 5 seats. But the cars look like they've got 6 seats again. However, these cars though, on the poster, they don't look anything like the cars we just experienced with DUEL. Obviously, them cars back there were 30 years old, so they probably needed a lot of maintenance over the years. But yeah, and these cars look a lot more thinner as well, and more wooden and classic, but yeah, they look quite spooky as well. As well as the ride going towards the facade, we've also got dolls appearing in certain areas of the image. In front of the facade, just on the left, next to the building blocks, which spell bad, we can see the doll that was featured in the when the ride was during the refurbishment. There was obviously that fence, there was like these peak holes with screens in them, and there was a doll that popped out in there, and this doll can be seen right there next to the building blocks. Next to that doll as well is another doll. It looks a bit different, and on the other side we've got a couple of dolls as well. So yeah, there's also like trees in the background as well, and stars in the sky. Also, we can also see some figures in the windows on the facade in the painting or image. And yeah, and also the people in the car, they look quite scared. There's a woman in the back looking behind her like and yeah, there's people looking around. There's 2 people at the front of the car, as we can see as well, like holding onto the lap bar, looking at everything and exploring. So maybe that's what we could be seeing. Also, the Curse at Alton Manor has been described as the most immersive dark ride up to date. We don't know if that's the ride itself or the ride system or effects around. We're not too sure, but it has the transit system, to be fair, that's always worked fine. There's never been any problems with it really. But yeah, so apparently this is going to be the most immersive ride experience in a dark ride. So that's really interesting. Personally, I think it always has been anyway. But anyway, thank you for watching this Alton Towers and More video. This is probably the biggest refurbishment update we've had since the start of the refurbishment of the ride. Obviously this would have all been the same really, wouldn't it, of when the haunted house turned into DUEL. And obviously when they would have found out that it was being called DUEL, they would have been very interested, but not too keen when they actually went on. But yeah, hopefully this is the next step. Chapter 3 of the haunted house DUEL, or whatever you want to call it at the moment, the curse at Drayton Manor. So thank you for watching this refurbishment update. Like and subscribe, turn on the post notifications so you don't miss out when we upload another video, just like this one. More vlogs coming out very soon. Obviously it's the winter season, so a lot of places are closed and a lot of fun fairs are packed up. Fun fair coming soon though, so stay tuned for that, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.